We are Scott and Jennifer Porter, proud parents of Duffy Marie Porter.
Duffy was born, we knew she was an old soul. So we named her Duffy after my grandparents, whose last name was Mac Duffy. If she'd been a boy, she probably would have been Mac. She has been an active member of Trinity Youth for 4 years now, but she's always been a member of the Presbyterian Church and very active. She is a member of the advisory counselor and an active member in the youth group.
She loves her faith, no matter where we were, Bentonville or here. She was always in church, and especially the youth. She's a caring person, cares about others. It comes from her faith. She's always worked in food pantries here in Bentonville, especially down here. She really enjoyed the one downtown. She helped out.
At high school, she's been an active member of the choir, and just this year, she worked on the yearbook committee. We could not be more proud of her.
She's been a joy to have, been a perfect child.
And this summer, she's going to work as a counselor at Ferncliff. And then this fall, she's going to become an Eagle and work and go to the University of the Ozarks in Clarksville.
We can't be more proud of her for picking a church school and one close and one especially Presbyterian on top of that.
All we have to say is, we love you, Duffy.
Love you very much and so proud of you.
Hi, this is Carson Hampson, and this is my wife, Kathy.
Hi.
We are the parents of Audrey Hampson, who is a senior at Pulaski Academy this year. We appreciate Jared and Trinity reaching out to us to allow us to share a few thoughts about Audrey during this important milestone in her life. Audrey is the middle of our three daughters, and as you might suspect, that spot in the lineup comes with unique challenges and opportunities that are influenced by an older and younger sister. Similar to her older sister, one of Audrey's primary passions has been dance, where she's been on competitive dance teams since she was a youth. Of course, I'm reminded of that each time I go in our attic and see the tubs of dance costumes that we've saved, and I do my best not to recalculate the financial investment in those boxes. In high school, Audrey was captain on the PA school dance team, where they were fortunate to win state the past 2 years, and she was awarded All-State her senior year. Since junior high, Audrey has also been part of the PA cheer and pom squad, and she's also participated in a variety of school and church choral programs. We very much appreciate Julie and Jared, including her in music and scripture reading activities here at Trinity. One of Audrey's more recent interests that is near and dear to my heart is golf. In the spring of 2020, when COVID came around, she apparently was going stir crazy and asked if I would teach her how to play golf. And for those of you that know the game, you know how incredibly difficult it is. And so between my vain attempt to teach her and her expectation to hit every shot perfectly, let's just say that we weren't always on cordial speaking terms when we left the golf course. But ultimately, she picked up golf surprisingly well and became a member of the PA golf team her junior and senior year. And most importantly, it provided some really high-quality father-daughter time together and a lot of fun memories. Overall, I would describe Audrey as very caring, sensitive, and thoughtful. And for the most part, Audrey has always been one to follow the rules and be home by curfew, which I might add are not qualities that run universal in the Hampson household. Audrey graduated high school this past Sunday and left just a few days ago to be a counselor at Brook Hill Ranch for the summer, and then she'll head to Baylor later this fall. Kathy and I are so very proud of Audrey, as we are all of our girls, and we appreciate the opportunity to celebrate and acknowledge her today. We love you, Audrey, and we know great things lie ahead for you in the future.
Good morning. My name is Angela Smiley, and I'm here to talk a little bit about Ben, our senior this year. And first of all, as many of you know, Ben has grown up in this church, and he has loved it. Been a part of Sunday school and youth group and all the Sunday mornings and fun stuff that we've done over the years, and it's been such a blessing. I love that when he was little, walked down the halls and people knew him, and just always felt like a big family and felt very loved and connected to this church. And my hope for him is that one day he will seek that for himself and his family when he's older. Ben is a great kid. He's been a joy, and even though he moves a little slowly and we're always in the car waiting for him, he's just been a joy to parent. He's a quiet leader. He's kind and compassionate. He's a sporty guy, but also was always good in school. He's got a math brain, which he did not get from me, but he will pursue probably some kind of business or engineering in college, and he's headed to SMU in the fall. And we are really excited for him and excited to see what this next phase of his life brings, and just to celebrate with him today. And thank you all for your love and over the years, and just watching out for our kids and just being part of our church family.
I'm Brad Sablette.
And I'm Julian Sablette, and we'd like to say a few words about our child, Kai.
Kai has brought Julian and I the gifts only a first child can give. The gifts of happiness, trepidation, anxiety, insecurity, joy, humility, and wonderment. I can remember the moment I found out Jules was pregnant. I remember I had to sit down. It rendered me speechless, which is no easy feat. From that moment on, what a journey it's been. Kai has been such a pleasant child with a unique curiosity, disposition, and an original way of viewing the world and its surroundings. I personally have learned and grown because of Kai. They have helped me embrace patience, understanding, grace, and to think outside the box without judgment. Inherently, school can be a box in which most of us fit in, but can be a challenge for those of us that don't, or have a different learning style. I am so most proud of Kai in that their willingness to operate outside of their comfort zone and persevere in an environment that by its very nature is set up to be kind of a one-size-fits-all. They always seem to find their unique path through perseverance, persistence, and helpfulness. It is my hope that these core traits help Kai find their authentic and distinctive path to happiness, growth, and fulfillment going forward.
I think what I'd like to say is that Kai is someone who truly wants everyone to be happy and just live their best life. They're one of the most accepting people I've ever known. I mean, Kai can't comprehend why anyone would ever judge somebody else just because they're different. They want everyone's differences to be celebrated, and I really love that about Kai. Let's see, Kai has always loved music and has had the joy of music in their heart. One of my favorite Trinity memories is when Kai was probably 3 or 4, and I was singing up at the front, and all of a sudden Kai gets out of the pew, and Brad kind of looked at me like, uh-oh, what do I do? And Kai just came forward to the front of the church and just started dancing around me and swaying and just living in that moment. And it was pure joy. It was just this innocence and living in the moment and following their heart, which Kai still possesses, and I love that about Kai. Kai loves Trinity, and I love the fact that Trinity has been a place that is a judgment-free zone for Kai. It's full of acceptance, and that's not lost on Kai. Kai really appreciates the Trinity family. So I guess there's so many things I could say, but we need to wrap this up. There's a lot of great graduates happening this Senior Sunday. But I guess I just want to say, Kai, we're so proud of the person that you are, and we're excited about this next chapter in your life. You just keep being your true, authentic self and journey on. And I'd like to say, it's the final words, I promise, of one of my favorite songs, Take Your Candle and Go Light Your World.
Hi, I'm David Bass. I'm a family friend of Devin Epperson. It's a pleasure to talk to you today about him. He graduated from Lisa West High School yesterday, and graduating from high school may not seem like a very big deal to many of you. However, it is to Devin and his family because of how far he's had to come to get here. He was born into poverty to a single mother. He didn't know his dad. His mother struggled to provide consistently provide love and affection to that family. Not surprisingly, Devin struggled with school, didn't do well, was not attending church, lots of behavioral problems. And then something interesting happened. My sister-in-law, Betty Bass, brought love and God into Devin's life. Or maybe God brought Betty into Devin's life. That's probably more accurate. And Devin started attending church, started caring about school. But Betty was sick. By the time Devin was in high school, she passed away with breast cancer. But the seeds had been planted about faith and the value of education. So Devin did very well in school with a grade point average of 3.4, National Honor Society. He loved to sing in the choir, was a featured soloist in several of the choir productions. He did well. He wants to attend the University of Arkansas to study either engineering or maybe computers. Devin would want you to know that there's several people in Trinity who have made a difference in his life, who he looks up to. Jeff and Jared and Frank Howell, David Glaze, Ned Curtis, and others. So Devin, just congratulations to you because of how far you've come. I know it means a lot to you. We love you, wish you all the best. And remember that God, and I think Betty Bass, will always be with you and watching over you.
Hi, I'm Martin Caston, and this is my wife, Katie Caston, and we're Christian Caston's parents. And Christian will be graduating from Central High in just a couple of weeks, and we're very excited about his future.
And Jared asked us to do this video for today. We have put a lot of thought behind raising Christian and what it's been like all these years with him. And he's been a joy. He's a kid that always has had a smile on his face. I have to tell people I'm not one of the sappy mothers who cries a lot, but I think back to his very first day of pre-kindergarten, and he was almost 3 years old, and the kids went to the Anthony school, and he'd been used to dropping his older sister off. So I pulled up in front of the school in a stroller. We had walked there, and Christian jumped out, and I went to walk the kids in on the very first day of school. And Christian, at almost 3, stopped on the steps, turned around, held his hand up, and said, "I not need you." And he left his poor mother crying on the steps of the Anthony school for maybe one of the first times there. So it's hard to not get a little sappy thinking about him now heading off to college.
Yeah, Christian is a very active kid. He's always been one to look to for places to help others. And as far as his own activities, he has run track, he's run cross country. He has played soccer for a long time and is the starting soccer goalkeeper at Central. During the last year, picked up being a debater and is on the debate team at Central. He was fortunate enough at the end of the season to win the state championship in his congressional debate class. Over the last couple of summers, Christian has worked at Ferncliff and is going to do that again this summer as an overnight camp counselor, which will be the first time that he'll be doing overnight out there. But he loves the outdoors, he loves the people of Ferncliff and Ferncliff's purpose.
And looking back, I just want to thank you all here at Trinity for welcoming Christian with open arms. When we were starting to come to Trinity, it was really for Christian and for a youth group. And I had talked to Jared on the phone, and Christian was going to come to a youth group he had not been before. And we pulled up in front of Trinity, and very similar to the many years ago in pre-K, he started to get out of the car, asked him if he wanted me to walk him in, and he's like, "No, I got this," and Trinity has been his home since that moment on, from when he got out of the car that day. And just want to thank you all for welcoming him into the family here. And we hope that as he heads to college at Mizzou in the fall, that with the confidence of a 3-year-old, with the enthusiasm as a middle school, high schooler headed to youth group, that he takes on college with that type of good attitude, and we're very excited for him.